Okay, this is Tassie off the beaten track.
Yeah, we are not going to show you the big high priority tourist attractions. We are going to take you behind the scenes to the little hot spots.
These are just cool little things that we have found, some of them by people telling us, others by researching, and a few by just literally falling over them.
That's right, people tell you some awesome little spots, you know, so make sure you check some of them out.
So come with us, because we're going to share all of our hidden hot spots with you.
That's right, if you go to Tassie, see if you can see some of these spots. So, which spot did we go to that we really enjoyed?
Oh my goodness, that's like asking me where's the best place in Tassie. Seriously. I have got a list a mile long, Kane, that like this is my list of about 20
it is
places.
a mile long.
So I don't think, ask me at the end of the video.
Okay.
Ask me at the end and I'll try and
Let's start
give
with
you.
some good ones.
Okay, pick one.
Rocky Cape National Park.
Oh, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
We were chasing lighthouses and we were just going across the north, chasing lighthouses on our way to get to Stanley, and we literally came into Rocky Cape because there's a lighthouse there. But
We needed lunch, so we just followed the road down.
okay, we have just pulled up for lunch. We are heading towards Rocky Cape Lighthouse, and we saw that there was Rocky Cape day use area. Said it had a toilet, but we haven't seen that. We can use the van, so it's all good. But check out this area, and we have it all to ourselves. So they call it the boat ramp, and this is what we have all to ourselves because there is nobody else here. Check this out. And it was spectacular. One of the best views we had.
The water's so clear. I wish I had my snorkeling gear.
Beautiful. Yeah, you could easily snorkel there. Beautiful coloured rocks, and it was absolutely magical. It's so disappointing you can't camp
That's
there.
right. I think there's even a couple of hikes there up to some indigenous caves and that.
Yeah,
so
which if we had the time would have been absolutely cool to check out. But so other than the absolutely gorgeous water, you've got the caves, the hikes, you've got a lighthouse to check out.
you do.
It's a definite day trip,
It
Rocky
is
Cape.
definitely a good spot to go out and check out.
And we pretty much had most of it to ourselves.
We always have stuff to ourselves.
It's not because it's off the beaten track. It's not something
it's not
many people
it's not
go
a popular
to.
spot that everybody's flooding to. So you just get off that beaten track a bit and you can find some really nice little gems of spots.
Definitely.
Right, well, what's your next one?
Look, I really loved Chudley and going to the Melita honey place.
Oh, Chudley Melita honey. Look, because it had such a good taste testing.
It blew my mind. Like, how many types of honey did they have there?
There is a lot of variances of honey.
There would have been over 50 types of honey, and you can use the little stick and taste them all.
And they had about all 50 there.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Like, there were some weird combinations with honey.
Oh, plus it's got some nice little information about the bees. It's even got a bee hive you can check out.
That's one of my favourite things. That in the shop, like after the information, you go around the corner and they've got this whole beehive, and it's all in perspex, so you can see the bees.
That's right, you go searching for the queen bee.
The queen bee, and you can see where they come in from outside. It's really cool.
It's well worth visiting the Melita honey.
Yeah, definitely loved that. Okay, we're going to take it turn for turn. Your turn now, Kane. Where was another place that you love going to?
Ooh, look, I tend to like the historical stuff
You do.
and the old hydro pipe. The way they made it.
At Laughing Jack's.
That's right, at Laughing Jack's, with the timber planks and the metal straps all the way around to hold that sort of volume of water to move down is pretty specky. It's like wine barrels all joined together type of thing.
And you know what it reminded me of? You know, like where the boy put his finger in the tank. It had little spurts of water.
It did have little spurts popping out.
It.
They sort of had little sticks knocked in to swell up, so it blocks it off. And it's not a little pipe either. This thing's big.
It's a huge pipe.
That's right.
It was massive. That's actually a really good one. I like that.
I really did.
Where was that?
That's up Derwent Bridge way. So we were camped up top there. Yep, camped up top there. We thought, oh look, you still got to drive off that beaten track for a little bit of a look. And I just loved it. I loved the fact that we went and had a look at how they constructed and made these old hydro pipes.
It was in the middle of nowhere,
It was
really.
in the middle of nowhere.
And we could get our caravan in there. Like, it wasn't too difficult to
No,
get in
it's
there.
not. You know, if you've got a big caravan, it might take you a little bit of reversing forwards and backwards, but it was well worth going in and having a look.
Definitely.
What place would you recommend?
Look, I absolutely love the penguins. And
who doesn't love a little fairy penguin?
because we've already paid to go to the penguins when we're at Phillip Island, I didn't want to pay again. And when we were staying up in North Tassie, we actually found that Lillico has a free penguin viewing.
Who would have thought?
And they have rangers and volunteers there. So they gave us all this information about the penguins.
We saw plenty of little penguins. You're allowed to film the penguins there, so...
You're just not allowed to have a light.
That's right, no light. So under a red light, you can film the penguins.
But the ranger had like a red torch and she was shining it around. You could see them so well.
That's right, and you're on a board platform, so they're right beneath you. It was absolutely fantastic. They do ask if you want, you can provide a bit of a donation for them, but they don't tell you have to pay any money at all. It is free if you don't want to pay anything.
Now, the only thing is, be aware in Tassie that they have daylight savings and the penguins don't come in
that's the bit of a
until
killer.
it's dark.
Penguins are scared to come out of the water until it's dark.
So it's not dark until about 9 o'clock at night.
Because it's those birds of prey that eat the poor little penguins. So yeah, and in daylight saving, they didn't come in until like 9:30.
It was pretty late. So it was pretty late and it was pretty cold. And don't do like Kane and wear a red jumper.
No red jumpers. Black.
You want bright.
Go black.
So, but that was, I love that. That was pretty cool. Okay, swinging it back at you. What's your next favourite?
Oh, look, like I said, I think I'll stick on the historical side of things and round Port Arthur at the coal mines. Everybody goes to Port Arthur.
Yes.
Not everybody goes around to the coal mines where the old coal mine ruins and that are. And they were spectacular.
They were like nearly as good as going to Port Arthur. Nearly.
No, look, Port Arthur's much more manicured and designed for tourism. These you just walk through. It's free. You just wander through, read some plaques.
Yep.
But the outlook, you're looking out over the ocean. That would have been the best views.
In the worst conditions.
In the worst conditions.
But yeah, you're right. They had still buildings standing up. They had some of the
the old prison cells. They had, sort of some mining pits around there.
Well, I was going to say, and just make sure you use Wiki Camps because you go to the main spot, but then there's all these other things like the air holes to go look at and mine entrances and things like that.
That's right.
It was really cool. It was worth doing.
It was definitely worth doing. So what else would you recommend doing?
Well, this one was one that you actually did without me and you thought I might like it.
Oh, yeah.
Is Mount Paris Dam. Now, my brother took Kane to this place and as soon as he saw it, he knew I would love it.
It's funny, there's a couple of places to stop in there. We stopped on one side and we walked in, it was all bush, and I didn't actually realise the wall was right beside me while I'm walking down in there. And then when you see it, you're like, wow, how did I miss that?
And I was exactly the same as Kane. When you say Mount Paris Dam, I thought it was going to be a dam because Tassie's got so many lakes dams. But it was, but then they didn't.
Right. Back in the day it was a dam and then they've decided it wasn't safe enough, so they've cut big holes in it and let all the water go.
And it is absolutely so spectacular to look at.
All
It's
the-
so
all the
pretty.
Ferns and trees and that have all grown back through it, and it really is a place you should go and check out.
And it's just so tranquil. Like, if you love just sitting down in nature, listening to water running and looking at spectacular scenery.
Plus you can do a little fossicking in that creek there if you want to.
Are you allowed?
Yes.
But again, it's a bit tricky to get to. You've got to sort of follow the signs, use Mickey Cams. But it's worth going that little drive up the dirt road. I wouldn't take a caravan.
No, I don't think it's really a caravan one. You can camp Pyangana. Camp there.
Well, that's what we did. Yeah,
Yep.
camped at Pyangana and then went day trip there.
That's right. Day trip out to Mount Paris Dam.
It is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And again, hardly anyone around. I think we had about 1 or 2 other people. See, because these are off the beaten track. And the best thing about off the beaten track is
Nobody
someone
else
else
is
around. Like, so much we did of this by ourselves. So where's your next favourite one, or another one you can remember?
Look, I'm a bit of an old steam train person, so I like the toot toots.
Oh, okay, the tunnel.
Yeah, the tunnel.
Ah, yes, you should all remember that
That's
episode.
right.
where you
Again,
did-
it's not a high popular area. I don't know why, because the thing's 750 metres long.
Where are we? You got to tell them.
We're at Lilydale.
Abandoned tunnel.
An abandoned tunnel at Lilydale.
Yeah.
And it's not really on any sort of signage or a touristy spot, but you walk in, there is water, the tracks are still there. It's amazing. I would love a sign to tell me more about it, so there's no information, but just the acoustics inside that tunnel were absolutely amazing.
Do you want to tell everyone what you did? Like, because Kane was testing out the acoustics, and I'll put a little bit in here for them to hear.
I was toot-tooting.
Yeah, but was there other people there?
Yeah, as we're walking right down one end, some other people must have come in, and
Which you can't tell.
I'm singing and toot-tooting, and I'm not a very good singer or a toot-tooter, really loudly, and we turned around, and there's torchlights down the other end coming towards us.
Acoustics are so good. They would be
Oh, they would have heard everything.
No singing.
No singing. Okay, I probably think it's your turn to come up with one.
Well, this one's probably a Kane one as well, but I made Kane drive to the bottom of Bruny Island to go see the loo with a view.
Oh yes, and it has a bloody good view.
Yeah, he was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, why are you going to a loo with a view? I was thinking it's like a dunny just sitting out in the open and you look out and around everywhere, but it's actually a proper toilet.
And it's just set up so that you can see out, they can't see in.
That's right, you can. You sit down on it and you can see out over the ocean, the car park, and people can't see in.
It was pretty cool, but what I really liked as well, it has a beautiful boardwalk around it, and the views, like you're literally looking out into the southern
You're looking
ocean.
at Antarctica.
That probably made it for me,
That's
the
right.
boardwalk, even more than the loo with the view. If you're on Bruny Island, it's definitely worth the drive down there.
Nice little 4-drive track around.
You don't have to do that.
No, you don't. But we did, and then to the loo with a view.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Poo stop.
A poo stop. If you need a poo stop, hold on till you get to the loo with the
loo with a view.
But yeah, no, that was mine. I definitely love that. It was one of my favourite things to go check out in Bruny Island, except for the lighthouse, because we all know we like lighthouses. But the lighthouse is everyone
That's
goes
right.
to see
Everybody
it.
goes to see the lighthouse.
Whereas there was,
really nice, well worth the visit. But these things are just the little extras you can
again,
do.
there was like 2 of us down
That's
there.
right.
There was heaps at the lighthouse, 2 of us at the loo with
There's
the
a
view.
campground right down past the beach. You can actually drive along the beach there too.
Yeah. Okay, Kane.
Well, while we're on poos,
Oh gosh.
maybe we should go to my favourite place I went to, the Pooseum.
Oh, where was that? What town was that
That's
in?
in Richmond.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I know
okay.
people go to Richmond, you see the bridge, the old jail, there's a replica of Hobart, I believe, there.
Tiny Hobart.
The tiny Hobart town's at. Pooseum. Don't miss the Pooseum.
And heaps of people have told us they didn't go to it. And like,
Museum.
It was amazing. It was only, I think, about $12 each to get in.
That's right. They have every different type of animal poo there. Information is out of this world.
Amazing
The
facts.
lady is so passionate about it. She just knows everything about poo. And I love poo.
It is. I just didn't realise there was so much you could learn
I know.
about
Who would have
poo.
thought there would have been so much information about poo?
So if you like poo, like Kane does, it is definitely worth checking out. And if you just want a fun, sort of interesting, different place to go and look at in Richmond,
Museum.
Museum, definitely.
Okay, I think it's back to your turn to pick a
wow,
nice
it's like
little
a tennis
spot. It
little
is like a
game
little
here.
match. You do one and I do one.
Okay, well, I'm going to actually pick a town.
Oh, a town.
Nobody sort of really told us about the town of Waratah.
Oh, Waratah.
And we just sort of called in on after we'd been doing the Western Way or whatever. I wish we camped at Waratah.
You can camp at Waratah.
You can,
It's got
but-
like a caravan park type thing there.
But it is just a cool little town. It doesn't really have any shops, but it's just got so many
got
cool
a pub.
little things to look at. It has got a water wheel, which I love water wheels. Water wheels are so cool. Which then goes down towards the big waterfall, which is spectacular. And sitting at their pub, you can look out the window and look at the waterfall.
Yeah.
There is meant to be platypus in their lake. I think we need
Everybody
to be,
else has seen them. We didn't see
yeah, but
platypus.
we're there at lunchtime, so it wasn't really platypus time. And they have this cool little park.
Oh,
for
they've
the
got a
kids.
super little park. It's a lot of information in that for the park.
But the park's all set up sort of like a mine,
It
sort
is
of
sort of
playground.
like the old mine.
And there's also like old mine, historic stuff, like not villages, like little museums, things that
Dotted
are open.
around the town.
Yeah, for a tiny town, it has so much, it really packs a punch. So for me, it's worth it. It's off the beaten path, but definitely
Waratah.
worth checking
Yep,
it out.
Stay at Waratah.
What about you, Kane? Got any more gems to tell
Well,
about?
look, I enjoyed riding the e-bikes.
Yes.
And one of the rides that we did was to the Spray Tunnel. So I believe we were near Zeehan, was it?
Yes, Zeehan, yes.
Zeehan?
So he loves the e-bikes and he loves tunnels.
Tunnels? E-bikes and tunnels. How good is that combination?
That is just a Kane combination
that is
all
just
over.
a good cane. Now we stopped at a golf club in Zeehan, and then we jumped on our e-bikes and we rode down a track through the tunnel, which was absolutely fantastic. And there's a lot of information there because there was mines and that there as well.
And you can't take your caravan down to
No,
the
you
tunnel.
can't
That's why we rode from the
Yeah.
golf club.
So through there, and then we decided we'd ride along the railway track for a little bit and come back another path from the tunnel. So it was an awesome little bike ride. Not a huge long bike ride, but it was a really, really good scenic, nice bike ride.
It's a pretty cool tunnel. Like
Oh, it was super tunnel.
not as long as the Lilydale one, but
That's right. And this tunnel was cut like a keyhole.
Yeah, that
It was round
cool.
at the top, straight at the side, so it was like a big key goes into the mountain.
And I'm pretty sure we saw glowworms there too.
Oh, we saw glowworms,
Yeah,
yes.
just remember
We'd been
that.
searching for glowworms, we'd never seen any, and we get to the Spray Tunnel and we found glowworms.
So yeah, no, it was pretty cool, and it was a fun e-bike ride as well. Definitely.
That's right.
A
So
good spot.
it ticked a lot of boxes, the Zeehan Spray Tunnel.
Yeah.
Rightio, well I think it's time you come back with one.
Oh, do you now? Okay, well, I like ticking off different points, and I didn't even realise, but there is a geographical centre in Tasmania.
I hadn't even heard of it before.
No, my friend said to me, oh, you drove right near it. Did you go to it?
Nope.
And I went, nope. So we went searching and we found the geographical centre of Tasmania, and tick, we have been there.
That's right. So we've just stopped off at the top of Bronte Lagoon where the canal comes in, and this is the geographical centre of Tasmania. The geographical one, they say, or close to it. They got a monument here. The actual lake in the background's pretty good, so it's a nice little stop off just to check it out in your travels. We're heading down towards Hobart Way, and there's a couple of quite nice little stops like this just to check out.
It's literally just a plaque.
It's just a little cairn, yeah.
Yeah.
The plaque. It's on a nice lake, so there's a great view.
Yeah, but it's just cool.
It's just
and
a little point of interest that you can say, I went to the Geographical Centre of Tasmania.
Yeah, can you say you've been to the Geographical Centre of Tasmania? We can.
It does exist. There is a plaque.
Okay, Kane, back to you now.
Look, another one that, look, it's probably a bit more touristy. When you go to Stanley, everybody goes there for the nut. The nut's the big thing
That
at
is
Stanley.
the number one.
And there's a lookout, which is really nice. Make sure you don't miss the old historical buildings up at Highfield, I believe.
Highfield
Historical Buildings.
Yep.
They are really well worth the visit. We didn't go in, we did walk around, and we did check out the old barracks, I believe they had up there as well.
But we're told that they were really worth it. We were just short of time, and they're just that little bit out of town.
They're very well kept, the old buildings too, so...
Yeah, definitely just explore the whole area.
That's right, and it's another good view of the nut from that area as well, so, you know...
Yeah, and you know how much Kane loves history and things like that.
That's
So
right.
those sort of places are stuff that he loves to look at.
Certainly do. So, do you have any more?
Okay, I've got a couple more.
Mm-hmm.
Lake Rosebery.
Oh, Lake Rosebery. You can't go past Lake Rosebery.
You can't go past Lake Rosebery. We camped there, but I think it's more of a day use area now. But it is, and this is a big call, but it is just one of the most gorgeous lakes in Tasmania.
It's surrounded by the mountains and that. So
360
That's
of
right.
mountains, and it was, except when you went out to the middle, but it was just flat.
That's
it was
right. It's
beautiful.
yeah. It's if you got paddle boards, canoes, or something, and you just want to have a
Boats, you can
relaxing.
put a boat in there as well.
Probably a nice relaxing sort of paddle across there. There is supposed to be platypus in it. We didn't see those.
How many times have we said that? We didn't see platypus.
We didn't see platypus.
But it was just a gorgeous spot.
It really is.
And a lot of people go to, there's so many lakes in that, I think we spread out. So again, you don't have huge amount of people there.
No,
and often we could be on the lake all by ourselves.
we were pretty much supping around that lake by ourselves nearly any time we were on it.
And we were on it morning, night. We
lived on it
loved
because the water there was warm. It was warm enough to swim in without freezing when you got out.
But yes, if you're in the area, don't just drive past it, because the main road literally goes
straight
past it. So when you're going from Waratah down to Zeehan, the road goes straight past it, but call in, spend some time exploring
Have
Lake
a swim
Rosebery.
in Lake Rosebery.
Oh, definitely. Well, maybe not in winter time. It might be a bit cold. Okay, Kay, and we're coming to the end now. What is your last favourite thing?
Oh, look, there's, like I said, there's still so many, but I think the Ledgerwood
Oh,
carvings.
Carvings,
That's
yeah.
right. It was done in honour of the Anzacs because they had big trees there. 100 years old, they become unsafe. The community decided to band together because they wanted to cut them down and have them made into carvings of the soldiers.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
They were actually really, really good. Plus it gives you a bit of a history about the soldiers that were there. There is a camp there, so you can actually camp there at Ledgerwood right beside that too.
Oh yeah, it was cool, like at the rail cabins there's a camp kitchen and everything.
That's right. Not a lot of people would probably go in that way to camp because you're
No,
not
it's
sort
off
of
the
on the
beaten
main track.
Off the beaten track
Off
again.
the beaten track. But if you are in the area, don't be afraid to drop into Ledgerwood just to have a read about some of the history of their First World War soldiers
their
and that
soldiers
there.
and that.
You probably go to Lowood, I think it is, up the top. They've got carvings.
Lowood also, yes, has some carvings.
I believe the same guy did them. So Lowood's carvings, I think, are probably a little more detailed and nicer. But
they're both beautiful. I would go look at both of them. And while you're up at Lowood, there's 3 lighthouses to check out.
Yeah, so if you're in that area, make sure you check out those carvings.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, are there any left?
Look, I've left the best to last.
The best.
There is a book, we should have bought it. When you get on the Spirit of Tasmania, they have it there. 60 great short walks of Tasmania. And there is some amazing walks. We have done a heap of them, nowhere near the 60 of them.
Oh no, we didn't even scratch the surface of the 60, even though we did do a lot of them.
And a lot of them take you just to some cool different spots off the beaten track. So I definitely recommend getting the book. We didn't, and we were dum-dums. but I picked one of our hikes. It was one of my favourite. It was just a random one that we drove past.
We drove past it a few times and thought, stuff it.
Yep, it's called Donohoe's Hill, and it's sort of on the way from Derwent Bridge down to Queenstown. So it's in that area. And yeah, it was not a super hard walk, and it was pretty cool.
The view is just outstanding from up top there.
It was an absolute 360 view of the Frenchman's Peak and another big walk. I can't remember the other one.
Franklin's, is it?
It was sort of over the Franklin Valley and out that way, but it was really cool. And all of these things are free and on the edge of the highway, so easy to get to and do.
That's right. Plus you get a little bit of exercise.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, there's so many amazing hikes to do at Tassie, but these 60 short walks are just ones that anyone can sort of do, and they're usually quite accessible as well.
Yeah, they are very accessible on that, but just these, like the Donohoes, there wasn't a lot of people when we were there, and we ended up having the whole platform when you get to the peak of this little hill all to ourselves as well.
Yeah, we got there. I think I should be able to show you here, but we got there. There was a few other people there. We just waited a couple of minutes, they all left, and we had it all to ourselves.
We're just up there, just enjoying some scenery all to ourselves.
So, yeah, look, I hope some of these give you some great ideas if you're heading to Tassie, or some
of what to do,
different things to check out. But we want to go back to Tassie, so in the comments, chuck in some places that we haven't been, off the beaten track.
That's right.
That we might not have heard
of.
That
That aren't your popular Port Arthur's, Franklin River,
yeah, the cruises, Gordon River cruises,
Salamanca markets, you know, they're
spectacular.
That's right, they are awesome. Spectacular. But these other little pits are every bit as good.
Yep, definitely. So we would love to hear some of the ones that you guys recommend, because I'm putting them on my list for next time. I already have a list.
There's already a list. Is there going to be a next time?
Of course there's going to be a next time.
There'll be a next time.
But for now, we're in Victoria, so our next episode is going to be exploring Victoria.
I
think we're heading into the high country, aren't we?
We are. I've been desperate to get up to the high country and check some of that out.
So we'll see you next week on the road up to the Alpine Highway, is it?
That's right. So you guys better get living and stop just surviving.
Catch you next week.
See yous.
Welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back to another episode.
Okay, sounds so excited to be here. Okay, this is Tassie, off the beaten track.
Off the beaten track of Tassie, not your big high...
What are you going to say? Because I'm thinking in my head that's the intro, and then we cut to the and then we go.
So what else would you recommend?
Hang on, I've got to have a look at what's on the list.
We're all looking at the sheet. Hey, probably your turn to come up with one.
Oh, my turn again. Okay, and I forget which one I had in my head. Okay.
Oh, I would have to have a look at the sheet.
Okay. Can you not say ooh next time? Because every time I ask you, you go ooh, ooh.
Okay.
You can have...
Intermission. More intermission. Another drink.
I wasn't yelling.
Have another drink. It's because you're getting old.
That's so rude. You're older than me.